Hey guys, happy Monday! My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time when we can relax and craft and work on a project together for about an hour here in the evening. We're going to continue on the charming Chevrons quilt by Krista Watson of Krista Quilts. We are back quilting again tonight, but I got a happy mail day last week. I got my Westalee free decorative, it's a decorative thread ruler quilting foot. So here it is here. It's pretty fancy, fancier than any of the feet I have. So I wanted to show you guys that. I have not tested it yet. I want to test it with you guys. So this is a ruler foot. So I will be able to use my grip it or any acrylic ruler you can use with that foot. And it also does decorative thread couching, which means that you can run a piece of yarn, any other decorative thread through the foot, and it will be able to stitch it down. It will be able to couch it down. That's when you have a thread or something that you want to have held in place by other threads. You're couching it down. So we're going to give that a test first, and then we'll jump back into doing feathers on the free motion quilting feathers on the charming Chevrons quilt again tonight. And I'm so happy to be back here with you guys. I've been gone for a little while, so thanks for joining me again here tonight. All right, guys, let's test out this Westalee decorative thread ruler quilting foot. All right, here we go. All right, guys, thanks for joining me again. So I have a little practice little deal out here. It's just two pieces of muslin with some batting in between. I'm gonna just do my testing on that, but I wanted to show you again the little feathers we did last time. So we did 3 feathers. We did 2 that just kind of have these little loopies, and then our third one was where they're all connected, and we do that bump back method of doing it. And I think they're both just so freaking fun. This is my favorite quilting thing that we've done so far are these feathers. I just think they look like magic. So we're going to continue on those more tonight. But I do want to give this decorative thread quilting or ruler foot a test out here. So here is how it comes. In a little bag here. It's Westalee Designs. I did put a link to where I got the decorative ruler foot. They also just have a ruler foot, and this kind of combines both those ideas. So here is mine. I got the low shank version because that's the style of my machine. I'm going to just show you in here. So when they're talking about shank, like a high shank or a low shank, sometimes there's a slanted shank. They're talking about this piece here, and it's about measuring from the ground up to where the screw is. And I think if it's below like a 1/2 inch, then you want a low shank. If it's like an inch or so, then it's a high shank machine. So if you know what type your machine is, then that's what you want. So this is the low shank machine, and I just want to kind of show you the difference between the quilting foot that I was using and this one. So here's what I was using. This is a bouncing, I think it's called a bouncing foot, where as you stitch, it kind of goes up and down, and that's to take care of like the thickness of your quilt. Like you might be stitching a really puffy quilt, so it's going to move up and down a little bit more. This one is not a bouncing foot. But you can lower or raise it on the screw to adjust for, a thicker quilt or a thinner quilt. So the big thing, though, with the difference between these two is the shape of the foot here. A hopping foot, that's it, Robin. I knew that was sounding funny. A hopping foot, that's what they're called, a hopping foot. Not a bouncing foot, a hopping foot. That feels better in my mouth. All right, so if you can see right here that the shape of them is totally different. This one is like a perfect 1/2 inch. So when I'm stitching right in the middle, the foot is going to be 1/4 inch from the needle at every point, which is going to be awesome because it's going to help us with measuring and stuff. I'll always know that whatever I have against here, or, you know, if I'm stitching and I want to, you know, run this along my last row of stitching, I know it'll be exactly 1/4 inch away from the needle, which, you know, is not the case here. I never really knew where I was at with this one. So the other big difference, and the reason why I wanted to try this, was it is way thicker. See? This part here compared to this is way thicker. And that's basically the trait of a ruler foot. A ruler foot is thicker so that when we put it up against our acrylic ruler, it's thick enough. It doesn't slide underneath. So here it was kind of sliding underneath the ruler every once in a while because it's just too thin. Whereas here, that's not going to happen. It's thick enough that it's going to bump up against the ruler. So then we should be able to like stitch straight lines and stuff with our ruler. Or, you know, on this side we have like this curve, so we should be able to do like a nice curve. So that's a typical ruler foot. So what this particular foot, this is the decorative thread ruler foot. So it's the decorative thread version of the ruler foot. They have just the ruler foot, but this is the decorative thread one. And what that means is it's got this extra little piece of plastic in here, like a little key in here. A normal ruler foot does not have this little extra plastic piece in, but this one does, because it's going to help. We can stitch and then also guide like another piece of thread through here. Ooh, this is pretty thick, but I want to give it a try tonight. So this is going to just help, the little plastic piece is going to help guide this extra thread that we want to stitch down while we're sewing. So that's what's so cool about this, is we can actually stitch on top of this thread and it will stay in place with all our little stitches. So that's what I want to try tonight. So that's the extra little bonus about this foot. It has that decorative thread thing, and you can use like metallic floss or embroidery floss, all different kinds. She's using metallic thread here, and you know, it's just run through there and it's stitched right over the top of it. So we're gonna give that a go tonight as well. So all right, I want to get this tried out, so I'm going to try and get this on my machine. So I tried it a little earlier, just putting it on. I haven't stitched with it yet, but putting it on was a little bit of a challenge just because I have to get it from underneath in there on the screw, and my normal feet don't work that way. So it was a little kind of fumbly getting this on. Although I have like this thread cutter here that pops off. Oh, there we go. I think it'd be easier if I pop that off. But here, see, you can see I can raise it up or lower it depending on the thickness of my quilt. So if I have a thicker quilt, like a really puffy quilt, then I can raise it up and then tighten it. Mine's a pretty thin quilt. I'm thinking I can have it all the way down here. Okay, let's thread the needle. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to have to... I don't have that front area that this one did to get the thread underneath. So my thread is going to be up on top here to begin with as we get going here. So all right, let's just start on the edge here. Well, first I need that thread up on the top. So I'm just back tacking in there. Ooh, I might need to... Nope, I think we're fine. All right. Oop, missed it. I can't get this every time. I'm trying to pull up the bobbin thread. There we go. Now we got it. Except for I need that to go underneath. There we go. So now it's on the inside. Ooh, Come on, bobbin thread. Oh, it was stuck in the back of my table here. So all right, now I have my threads in here, and they're in underneath the foot here. There we go. Yeah, so it should like float with the foot down. It should kind of float on top of the quilt. So I think I gotta. So I don't think it should have been all the way down like this. I think I need to put it right about there, just floating above. I think this will do right here. They recommend actually using a screwdriver to really get this in there, but I'm not going to do that tonight. In the future, if I feel like I need that, I'll do that for sure. But all right, I think we got it in there. All right, so I'm just going to, foot's down, I'm just going to do a little run of stitches just to get started here. All right, a couple stitches. Oh, it's so fun, a new foot. All right. So, well, let's get the grip it out right away. So this is the whole benefit of this, is I should be able to do straight lines. Although my screw here is awfully close, so I'm not sure how well this is going to actually work. I'm going to hit that that screw. Actually, this is maybe a 6mm, and actually it's a little bit taller with the gripper, so this actually might be a little thick for my machine right here, because you can see from the side it's going to hit, as I go back, it's going to hit this screw. So I think I'm going to try a thinner ruler. I just got my normal quilting ruler. There we go. That's not going to hit. So we're going to use this ruler. All right, let's just go straight down. Cool, we got a straight line. Always remember to have the foot down. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure that foot's down. All right, so I'm gonna just, let's make a square, I suppose. So now I can go this way. Fun! Free motion quilting with straight lines. This is exciting. All right, we'll go back this way. But here, so that's the benefit of being able to use a ruler foot. I'm not going to quite make it right back. Well, here, I can. Let's angle it down a little bit. So I'm not going to make a perfect square, but if I angle it down, since this is a 1/4 inch from my needle, I have to be about a 1/4 inch here if I want to end up exactly where I started. So I'm going to go about a 1/4 inch, even though I know it's not a square. It's going to be a weird rectangle, but I just want to try meeting up that point. Ugh, you guys, I need to get some sort of grip it out here. There we go. All right, approaching that beginning point, and I think we're right on there. So here we go. Pretty slick so far, I think. So all right, I wish I could get these grippets underneath, but again, I think they're a little too big. But you could do, oh, let's just try it on this side. If it's too big, we'll find out. But we can put like little arcs and stuff in here with rulers. Okay, I'm going a 1/4 inch from the edge again. Oh my god, it's so easy with a ruler! Oh, for funny. I'm clearly way farther away. Oh, because, see, here's the thing. These 6mm ones, oh, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm hitting the edge of the shank right at the bottom here. I'm not on the foot anymore. So these are just too fat for my low shank machine. Or maybe it's not because it's low shank, it's because I have this big screw and the back goes down all the way. But still, that was pretty fun. So from the front it should be fine. I just can't go around the side or back. But as long as I keep keep going in the front, we should be pretty decent. So let's give this a try again. We'll go right here. There we go. Now we're right at that corner. All right, so instead, since I always have to keep it down, I can just rotate it. Actually, with the decorative stitching, she recommends always stitching forward. So we'll try and do that next. Oh my God, this makes it so crazy easy though. I could definitely see trying to play with rulers a little bit more in the future. Look at how perfect it is. So again, it looks like I'm only able to do it from the front because I got all this stuff going on here. But still, if I was stitching, like if I want to echo this, then I can just use this 1/4 inch as a guide. We'll try and do that next. Holy cow, I can see why people really love the rulers though. This makes it so easy. All right, so there I just did these like perfect little arcs and perfect straight lines with the ruler foot. So I'm gonna just, for fun, I'm going to just echo this little area and trying to, by hand, and I'm gonna try and keep it, I'm gonna use this edge to make it like a 1/4 of an inch away. And then you can see how horrible my lines are compared to the lines with the ruler. That'll be fun. Let's get both grippets out here too. So I'm gonna get kind of out here, and then let's use this as a guide. But see, I'm using the edge. I'm running it against here to get a 1/4 inch, and that's not too shabby. Oop. Didn't get the needle down. All right, I'm going to the center again. And now since I'm not using the feet anymore, I don't have to rotate my piece. Oh, that's a good 1/4 inch. So I don't know, I'm pretty excited to give this a try. I'm especially excited about knowing that that the needle is a 1/4 inch from the edge of all of this. That's going to be super duper helpful. All right, I'm going to pull this out so we can check it out. All right, so here we go. That's playing with the new Westalee ruler. Oh, you know what? The Westalee ruler foot. I was going to try the couching stuff, so let's do that. So, all right, let's see. How do we get it in there for one? Okay, my needle's as high as it goes. Let's try. I really want to try with this yarn, so I'm going to try getting that in there. It's going to be a little tough. Let's try and get a nice edge here. So now in theory, I get it in this hole. It's a little tough with the needle there. Oh, I think I'm getting it. Get in there. Oh, here. Let's just stab it in there. Get in there. Pulling the threads out all funny. In theory, I probably should try this on like embroidery floss first, but I really wanted to try yarn. There we go. All right, we're in there. So let's get the foot down again. So now I should be able to kind of basically draw with this. So I'm gonna just grab, let's draw a shape. Well, here, we'll draw a star. That'll be easy enough. I don't need a shape. So I'm gonna leave this a little slack. I'm getting a bunch out here, my yarn, because I don't want that to tighten up here. So, okay, so what we're doing with the yarn, I'm going to zoom in for you guys too. So what we're doing here is we are couching down the yarn. So let's get right in here. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. If I can, there we go. So what this means is I will be putting a line of stitches into this yarn as I sew, and that's going to hold the yarn in place. So let's give it a try. So here's a couple of stitches just to get it going. So the decorative stitch ruler, it has that little hole in the middle there, and it has a little notch out of it here to help me guide my yarn through there. So I'm going to just kind of leave it a little slack, but kind of point it in the direction I want to go. Oops, I got to move it though. I forgot I have the quilting foot on, not my normal foot, so I do have to actually run the sewing machine yet. All right, so let's rotate. So there, this is stitched down here. We'll go this direction. So with fat yarn, you can just do a straight stitch for this to work. But for like thread that has a lot of little individual threads and stuff, you can do like a teeny tiny zigzag in here too. But I think with this yarn, this is working just fine. Oop, we need the yarn in front though. So here's the thing: when you're using these decorative threads, I can't move around like normal, like free motion quilting. I always want it running the fabric towards the back, because otherwise it's not going to catch the thread. It's not going to catch your decorative thread as well. So you can't totally do free motion quilty stuff, although I want to kind of give it a try. Let's try and mess it up. Let's test that function. But here we go. This is just kind of cool. Have to make the zigzag real small to keep from hitting the circle. Yep, so we will try that. I want to try with embroidery floss too tonight. This yarn is fat enough that I can just do a straight stitch, but yeah, with embroidery floss, that I'm going to want to do the tiniest zigzag so it doesn't hit the plastic. And you need to test it out just with the roller on the side of your machine, just to make sure that your zigzag is good, so it's not hitting the edge. But there we go. So kind of cool. I'm going to just snip it here, snip this, lift this up and pull it out again. So my guess is I can just, let's zoom back out. Wrong way, guys. There we go. So here is that. So you can see that we've stitched right through the yarn, and look at the potential for that. I mean, you'd be quilting and add little yarn bits and everything, which would be pretty amazing. This is what I really want to explore, and then here's the back of our quilt. I would love to try this out. Just adding little details to a quilt like this, I think would be so amazing. So I'm guessing I can just put a needle on here and just tuck it into the center. So it's it's on the inside of the quilt. I'm guessing that's the easiest way to end these. But isn't that something? Oh yeah, so sparkly threads, you could use metallic threads. I think they would all just be too cool. All right, I do want to try with the embroidery thread. I have some embroidery thread here. So now, embroidery thread, it has that 6 strands, right? So if we pierce that with the needle, it's going to start making the strands come apart. And or like if you're using metallic floss, you don't want to just stab it because it's going to kind of break the metallic floss. So with this one, we're going to do a tiny, 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 tiny zigzag. So we'll be doing an itty bitty zigzag to stitch these down. So that might be a little difficult because I'm going to zoom in again for you guys. We are using, it's just that tiny, tiny hole here, right? So I'm going to just quickly, let's do a test on the machine. So, and it's going to be different for your machine. Sometimes, like with mine, here, we'll go over here. Here, oop, there we go. Here, this is how I control the zigzag. So I'm on 0 right now, and you know, a 4 is going to be a really fat zigzag. A 1 is going to be a skinny one. I can kind of hover in the middle here to make it even a skinnier zigzag. And when I do a zigzag on my machine, it's going to start in the center and it's going to go equidistant on either side. Not all machines work like that. Some machines only do a zigzag to the left or only to the right. So you have to kind of know what machine you have because you might need to nudge your needle over if your machine has that option to do the zigzag. But I should be fine with this. So I'm going to just use the hand crank to see if the zigzag, oh, it's not doing anything now, is it? Oh, you know what? That was not the zigzag one. The one underneath this. Sorry, guys. The ruler. Oh, wait, no. Here we go. I think I do have to go all the way to 1. Oh, there we go. Now I can see it's a little over to the right. Got to get this down. Oop, I'm going to lose my thread. Oh, weird. I'm trying to get the zigzag to go, but it's not working very well. Let me just do a test. Okay, there. Okay, now I can see it going back and forth. Let me get you guys straight on here so you guys can tell too. So now my zigzag's too big because look, it's scraping the edge of the this little eye here, so I need to go smaller. Let's put it on 2. Ooh, that's still a little bit big. Wow, this is really not changing a whole lot when I do it. All right, there, I have it on 1, and I think it's going back just a hair, so we're a hair to the right, and this way we're a hair to the left, although it's acting dumb, but we'll give it a try. I think we're at least small enough now that it's not going to hit the sides. Although I think I have a nest now down here too. All right, let's just give this a try really quick. I want to make sure that I'm not hitting the edge. And I want to make sure it's a zigzag. Oh, I think I have a bobbin situation here. Let's try again. Yep, I got a nest. Oh, geez. I got a whole nother end coming out of here, too. Time to take the bobbin out. Let's try that again. Look at this crazy nest. All right. Oh, you know what? Oh, no. I thought we were out of bobbin thread, but no, we have just enough, I think, for this yet. Okay. Back stitch that. There we go. Back in business. Again, I just want to try this out. So this should be like free motion quilting, but with a tiny zigzag. And it's not too zigzaggy. I wonder if my machine's a little wonky. Okay, there we go. Now it's zigzagging. It's right at the edge, though. I kind of don't want it that much. That's a little smaller. I'm just right at the edge. I don't want to be that close. All right, I think we're fine there. We're just gonna be fine right there. So here we go. This is what it was before, what I have it set at now, so I don't know, it was just going a little too straight. But yeah, so for this we're gonna want a little zigzag. Let's get the thread going in here now. I'd probably want to do this before I start stitching, but we're gonna get it in now. I need assistance. Here we go. There we go. All right, so this is, we're going to couch this down with stitching a zigzag on either side. So again, I'm going to put it in this little like eye hook here, or this little U. And this is going to catch the stitches. Ooh, I need both grippets here. This is going to catch the stitches, the thread with a zigzag stitch. All right. Let's just check that out. So here you go. We've stitched it down. These two colors are kind of fun together. We've couched it down, so we've zigzagged over that stitch a little bit. So let's try some more. As long as I'm guiding it through there, we should be okay. So let's try curving. Let's see if we can keep couching this down. All right, so it said you always want to turn your fabric so that this is always coming forward, but I want to try just moving around, see if that really messes things up. So I'm going to start just, oh yeah, see, look, this is what I wanted to see. If I'm not moving forward, then it doesn't grab the thread. So I always need to be moving this way. So I do need to turn, the piece. So this is probably better if you're working on small projects, but still pretty fun. A fun little option. It's always fun playing around with new ideas. And I mean, I love this yarn look. I could see doing like a whole quilt with yarn like that, like quilting the whole thing with yarn. I mean, it would be tough because you do have to move the whole piece, but it might be worth it for all the crazy fun stitching. Neat! So, all right, I'm gonna take this off, and I want to still try and do a feather tonight. So let's trim this. We'll trim this first. All right. So I want to show you guys this. Let me zoom back out. There we go. All right, so this is what that decorative, what is it called again? The decorative thread ruler foot. So here we go. We were able to do those straight lines because it was thick. So we could butt it up right against there. And that 1/4 inch, we can stitch a 1/4 inch away really easily with that foot. And then this couching is just so fun. I'm sure with some practice, I would get a whole lot better at this. But the idea is, we got that zigzag stitch, we're zigzagging over it. And then with thicker bits like this with this yarn, I was able to just do a straight stitch on top. And actually in the instructions, in the Westalee instructions here, she has a whole sort of, all sorts of different threads. So like metallic, she suggests zigzag or straight stitch for it. Ooh, but ribbon, you can put ribbon through. Just anything that will fit in there. So we kind of did like this really fat stuff down here, like wool. That's what we just did. We did wool here. So we did a straight stitch for that. But yeah, so neat. So this is just, it goes like one extra step beyond the ruler foot to do this decorative stuff, the decorative stitching with it. But man, there's potential there for sure. All right, guys, let's get back to the feathers. So here's the feathers from the back. I think they look so cool. Here's the first one we did, and the second, and then the third one is where we did the bump back. So let's see if I can remember how to do all those tonight. So, oh man, wouldn't it be fun? It'd be fun to do a whole feather with the couching, but we have to move the whole quilt for it, so that would be kind of tough. But for like quilt as you go, I think this would be really kind of a fun deal. Okay, so first off, I'm going to kind of draw my little arced lines on here because I was using those as a guide, kind of popping out of the feather beforehand and just kind of making an arc. So this is what I'm going to follow for my feather, and we'll draw a couple more on here right away. So starting over here somewhere, going up this direction. I'm just using my chalk, my Soline chalk pencil here. All right, we'll do those too. So just to warm up, I'm going to do the ones where we just do the loops. And remember, I'm thinking of hearts as I do this. So we did a little bit of it the other day here, the two different kinds. So remember, I am thinking of a heart the whole entire time. So we have a heart, and you know sometimes how hearts have this little kind of, it arcs inward at the middle. So like here's that heart. We're going to be thinking of this shape the whole time, this arced in shape. So like a heart, kind of like that. So I'm starting, we have that drawn line on here. I'm going to be starting from the bottom and doing a heart, upside down heart, and a heart. And we're going to just keep doing that along the line. The trick is whenever I come close to this center line, I want to be arced almost in that same direction of that line. See, the angle here is hardly anything, right? I don't want to be coming out like this. I don't want to be 90 degrees from the center line because that's when they start getting bloopy. Although those would be really kind of cute. Those are kind of like modern, cute feathers. I kind of like that too. But the traditional feather, you want to angle in almost at the same angle as the line here, like that. And then I'm going to come down and then start the other side. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. And if we have time, we'll try the bump out version. So on this one, I came from underneath the whole time, underneath the heart, underneath the heart. In the bump out version, I do that for the first one. And then I always stay at the top. So now I'm going to make the top of the heart until I hit the last one. And then I'm going to sew backwards on it. And then I'm going to come back on top of the heart. And then I'm going to stay on top of the heart for the next one until I hit it. And I'm going to sew backwards onto that bump and then do the top of a heart again. And then the top of a heart, sew along the edge, and then we'll do that top bit. Then we'll sew down the edge and then do the same thing. So that's the other version. We did both of those last time. So that's the plan. So I got a couple lines drawn. Let's give it a go with this new ruler foot. Even though I'm not, using the ruler foot as a ruler foot right now, but I think I should I'll still be able to do just fine here. And luckily I had a little bit of a warm up doing all that playing around here. Okay. Ooh, we still have a zigzag on. Let's change that. There we go. Now we're straight up and down. Okay. I'm going to get a glove on. And let's give this a go. So I'm going to make that upside down heart. An upside down heart. Let's give it a try. Okay, upside down heart. I'm kind of going all the way to the edge of here. Oh, you're layering your charming chevrons. Awesome! Hopefully you'll get... Oh my gosh, you're going to get a little quilting. I thought you said, Pam, that you're going to get all the quilting done tomorrow. I'm like, dang, you're getting all that done in one day? That's pretty hardcore. All right, so that's my first bloop. So now I'm starting on the underneath side of the heart again. Or the plume, but, ooh, gosh. Maybe I'm not as warmed up as I thought. Got a funny bloop out of there already. So this version, I'm starting at the base of the plume the whole time. The bottom of the heart. We'll get one more in there, I think. All right, now I'm going to do the top plume. All right, now I'm going to travel down the edge here. This would maybe be, if you have a ruler, an arced ruler, this would be a good chance to use the arced ruler. I'm going to just go along that line that I drew. I'm going to try and hit these plumes as I come down. I did not do a good job there. Oh man, yep, this is my warm-up right here for sure. All right, let's do the other side now. Same thing, I'm gonna start with the bottom of the plume. I like thinking of as hearts. So this is the bottom of a heart. Bottom of the next heart. Bottom of the next heart. All right, I think I'm thinking I'm getting my my druthers underneath me here now. I'm not doing the same amount of plumes on both sides. I'm just kind of worrying about hearts right now. I think I got an extra plume on this side. I think we're gonna get one more teeny one in there too. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to try and come out again. I'm going to trace over some of my stitches here, and I'm going to try and get to where that next line up here is. So here, I'm going to show you guys from the side this time. Maybe you can see a little bit better. Let's see. So I'm going to try and I'll do the same type for this next one. So first I need to get up there. I'm going to travel down here and then up this feather. All right. I'm going to make those plumes again. So those hearts starting from underneath. All right. Heart number 1. Bottom of the heart. I gotta say it out loud, otherwise I can't do it. Bottom of the heart, top of the heart. Okay, bottom of the heart, top of the heart. Okay, feeling better now, guys. I don't know if you guys can really see here. Let's get in right there. Okay, bottom of the heart. Yeah, the green and the purple is really fun. Okay. Bottom of the heart, top of the heart. And again, I'm just following that drawn line that I can barely see on here. Bottom of the heart, top of the heart. Okay, I think this will be the top part. Top plume. All right, now back down my line. Okay, it's going good. Let's do the bottom of the heart. Bottom of the heart, way out here. Top of the heart. That one got a little goofy, but that's okay. Bottom of the heart, top of the heart. Again, this one's gonna have less plumes underneath than on top, but I think that's fine. Oh, yeah, you're right, Noeline. The fabric of this one, gosh, I didn't even notice. The fabric of this one has little plumes on too, little leafies. All right, I'm gonna go up around this guy, and we're gonna start our next feather here. So I didn't draw my line on here yet, so I'm gonna just do that real quick. It's helping me keep my center line, because I want kind of these arcs, and it's been really helpful to kind of pay attention to where this line is. We'll do one going up this way right away too. I'm just, roughly sketching 2 at a time. I think that's fine. All right, next up, I'm gonna try to do that bump back kind now. So the bump back ones, it starts with our normal one going from underneath to on top. So underneath heart to the top of the heart. All right, so now we stay on the top of the heart though for these bump back versions. So top of the heart, and we're gonna hit that last bit. And then we're gonna stitch back on it a hair, which actually with this ruler foot here, it's a little hard to see for the bump backs, but I kind of know where it is. All right, so I just went back a little, and then we're gonna do another top of the heart. I'm gonna go all the way to the edge here. There. I like how it like bloops out in a different shape. I think that's pretty fun. All right, we're gonna go up this a little bit, the stem, and then let's do our next heart. Top of the heart, till I hit that edge, and now we got a bump back. Meaning I'm stitching on my stitches where I just went. Slowly as best I can. And then a top of a heart again. And I think that's probably it. So let's just make the top of our plume. And now I'm going to travel down the spine of this again so I can get to the bottom. And you can actually do it so you don't have one line. You can have like 2 lines, so you have a thicker stem. But can you sew the stem first before the plumes? Oh, Noeline, I think that's a good idea. What a lot of people do is to get, from what I've seen online, to do, I'd like to try it this way, but I'll tell you why I'm not doing it for this one. So here, let's get above here. So one thing that people do is you can actually sew one side. So I'm sewing this and then doing the plumes, and then you can sew down the other side so you have kind of a thick stem here, and then do the other side. I guess I still end up. So the reason I'm not doing it that way, because I'm trying to continuously stay on my chevron. So I'm just drawing the lines on first so I can go up, then down, then back up, and then I end up at my next spot. So up, down, and up. So that's why I'm doing it a little differently than this, because I'm starting at the bottom and I want to end up at the top. So I need to do it in like 3 motions. So up, down, and up, and then I'm at the next area. Up, down, and up. So we talked about the other way I could do this is a one long serpentine plume like that, but I thought it would be more fun to break them up, so it's a bunch of little plumes. But this plume, I'd just keep going and going and going, and then I'd come back the other side in theory, or I'd stitch down the middle, and then I'd come back the other way. So that's another option. Maybe we'll do like the second half of this with that. But yeah, I think you could sew the stems before. Like I said, I'm just drawing it on, but you could definitely sew an edge of that first. That would be helpful because then you would have the line to look at. All right, let's finish up this bump back plume. Okay, back at the beginning. Let's do this other side. Again, I'm not really worrying if I have more plumes on one side than the other. I did the other night, but I don't know, for some reason tonight I'm not so much. All right, so top of the heart. Oh no, I'm out of bobbin, you guys. Well, I think that might be a good place to stop it then. We ended right in the middle of this feather, which is a little annoying. More than a little annoying, I suppose, but I'm not too worried about it for my particular quilt here. That's just like I'm just practicing all these things. But here, let me take it out and then we can look at the feathers from tonight here. So, all right, I really liked these squiggles too that we did before. But yeah, so here we started the bump back way of doing it. So again, we start at the bottom here. Then we're always staying at the top of the heart. So top of the heart, and then bumping back a little bit, and then top of the heart, but the other direction. Then top of the heart, then bumping back a little bit, then top of the heart in the other direction. And then I just made my little bloop on top, coming down, and then we were going to start the same thing here. So that's the bump back version. And then this was just that standard normal version where we stayed on the underneath of the heart the whole time. So I'm starting from the bottom. You can do these from the top too if you're more comfortable drawing your hearts in that direction, from the top of the heart and then down. You would just start at the other side of your line. I'm doing it from the bottom here. So all right. Oh, and then we did this one tonight too, I think. Got a little blooper in there. But still, they are so cool. I think these feathers are my favorite thing we've done here so far. I'm having I really love them a lot. So I just want to kind of see what it looks like so far. I got a couple of weird ends that I got to tuck in and everything, but here is our feathers from the back. They look so cool. So here's where I could have done one continuous feather, but I thought feathers aren't really wavy like that, so I just wanted like short plumes. So that's why I'm doing them that way instead of one long one. And I think it's looking pretty dang cool. Definitely my fave so far. All right, so I'm going to flip you guys around and we'll call it an evening here. The bobbin determines when we're done, apparently. So I think I wound a couple more bobbins, so we'll be ready to go tomorrow. But tomorrow I want to crank out more of these feathers. Hopefully we can do the rest of them. I would like to try one of those really long serpentine ones, at least over a couple of our little zigzags here. So we'll finish up the guy that we're working on now. Maybe do one more bump back one just to warm up tomorrow. And then we'll do a longer serpentine one just to see how it goes. I think it's gonna be kind of fun. So that will be tomorrow. And Thursday, we are going to be doing the Splendid Sampler again. I know I missed the first Splendid Sampler, or the Block 5 this past week because I've been out and I didn't get to talk about where I was or anything today either because I was just so concentrated on the quilting, but we'll chat about that tomorrow too. But yeah, so I think I may have a session this weekend on Saturday of live stitching here where I'm going to work on Block 5 of the Splendid Sampler since I missed it last week. So keep that in mind, you guys. I will be around on Saturday, I'm hoping. So I'll get that more solidified as the week goes along here. But I will get this video up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies if you wanted to try out the Westalee decorative thread ruler or want to see that again. You can check it out there. It's about $35 if you were curious. So kind of expensive for a foot, but you know, it's not $70. So I thought it'd be fun to play around with. So, all right, guys, I will catch you tomorrow. Thanks again for joining me, and thanks for coming back after I've been gone for so long. So, all right, see you tomorrow. Good night.